This is going to be tales from growing up, calling in sick to family reunions and holidays. And so, oftentimes when I was a kid, one or the other of my parents, like for example, my dad would have a migraine headache, would not be able to go to a holiday event. My mom might have diarrhea, not be able to go to a family event. But then she would tell my dad, but don't tell anybody that I have diarrhea. And so it never made any sense to me. It's like, well, okay, so you got the squirts. That doesn't prevent you from, going to an event. But anyway, it was just that she was sick, and so, I, as a kid, took them at face value that they were literally sick. But as a grown up, I started thinking about, my gosh, maybe that was an excuse for them to not go to the other party's family for the event because they really don't like each other. Or it made them uncomfortable being there and they wanted to be doing something else. So it's kind of like the kids saying they're sick, they don't want to go to school. And then once school time starts, then the kid is feeling better. I mean, my son did that plenty of times. I knew he was doing it, and I let him do it. And yes, I'm a bad parent, so bad parent. But then I had that discussion with my second husband, and so like with my first husband, I started not going to his family events when our marriage was falling apart. But he took the kids, but I had this discussion with my second husband, and he started telling me, he said that, well, why is it that you have to go to these events? Why do you have to go with him if you don't want to go? So what he was doing was setting himself up and pushing the limits, which a narcissist will do, of not going to any of my family events, because he was always telling me, he says, oh, if you want to go, just go alone. But he wanted me to go with him to his family events. Well, we lived closer to his family, and they were always having a family reunion every year, every single stinking year in the same place. And, so it started getting boring, very boring. And so I had finally, and our marriage was falling apart too. And so I started not going, and I was just telling him, I told him, I said, plus I had my YouTube channel at the time too, and I was kind of wanting to do that. And I said, well, I want to go along, and I just want to stay in the hotel and work on my YouTube channel. And he told me no. He literally says, no, I don't want to have to explain to my family why you're here with me, but you didn't go to the family reunion. He says, if that's the case, just stay home. So I started staying home and not going with him to his family events, and used what he told me to do.